I think this is it. Oh, I've got some great information, small fry. Lucky you. If you use the treasure that's hidden on that island there, that thing that vanishes as soon as you get near it, it won't vanish anymore. You know, it. I'm talking about it, the thing that appears on nights when a wee bit of the right half of the moon is missing. You know what I'm talking about. It. So I think this is where I have to go to make the ghost ship stop phasing out when I get near it. Unfortunately, the day-night cycle probably means that I'll then have to deal with, let's see. It'll probably disappear and I'll have to track it down again, which would be a bummer, because I am right here again. But what am I gonna do? Looks like we were doomed from the outset. Ha 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 ha. It's called Outside Isles, is the point. I did a jokey joke. Soon. Soon I will have it. I will have everything. Alright, I'm all mixed up because this giant floating thing is in the way. That's where Diamond Step is? Yeah. I want to go up that way. The giant patch on the screen makes it so hard to read the map sometimes. Feels like there's got to be a better way, but the whole left side of the screen is dedicated to whatever your currently selected treasure chart is. So it should be whatever that silhouette is. Are you diamond shaped? Got a silhouette to it. Must be like a series of diamonds. Oh yeah, I think I remember you. I straight up couldn't get up there, right? Yeah, I think I've been here before and I couldn't figure out... Well, I have to have been here before because of the fish being already activated. But I think I couldn't get up here before because of this issue. Gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha. Right up there. Now you can call me the King of Diamonds. If I'm really fast, maybe I can get through without the sun coming back up. Didn't I already do this? Or is this different from the torch thing I already did? Do I climb in these? And get spit out elsewhere? Ka-dung. There we go. I have done it. There we go. I feel like I should... Oh, jeez. That was startling. Yeah. Ah, bad touch. Bad. I feel like I should just undo all of them, just in case. I don't know which one will be the correct one. But probably one of them. Nope. Ha ha ha! That's the thing I don't need anymore. Great. Reminds me of when I hit the last milestone with the Korok seeds, and I was like, alright, well... Like, it wasn't the last one, but it was like, I'm not realistically ever going to use these again. So that kind of took the wind out of the sails for other ones I ended up finding afterwards. So it's like, oh look, more Koroks. Great. Nice to see you. Hi. There we go. Is there a hint here? These are both dark. This one's one dark and one light. But back there, all of them were light. Maybe the dark ones don't work? Maybe dark means that the previous one... No, I'm still coming out somewhere. Take me back to the beginning. Maybe the dark ones have their corresponding pots still covered, and so as a result they can't put you out where you want to go. So they put you back at the beginning as a result. Get out of here. Your nonsense. I don't know. One of those things where, unless there's a clue I'm missing, it's probably a trial and error thing. Like in the various ongoing, like, Lost Woods things that happen in various other video games, like Titan Quest and stuff like that. I mean, not Titan Quest. Titan Quest is the Diablo clone, isn't it? Oh no, now they're all light. I think it's just after, if you take the cap off of them, they become light after they refresh or something. The problem is I don't remember which one I just used. Crap. Only one way to know for sure. Back at the beginning. Great. Oh boy. I'm not very fond of this mechanic when it shows up in various games. Let's see where all the branching paths take us. Boy, I wonder. It's like in Titan... I don't remember what it's called. What's that game called? Titan whatever. Titan something. The boss fight game with the arrow. Titan Souls, yeah. They put you in a forest, and that forest is all like, hey, try going up. Nope, that took you back to the beginning. Oh yeah, it is a Lost Woods mechanic, because it's the, it's all largely based on probably the Ocarina of Time one, right? Because at the beginning of Ocarina of Time, there was the woods where you have to just memorize left, right, and forward, and just see which ones don't take you back to the beginning. Ah, crap, I thought that was the right... Now I'm forgetting. Was it this one that took me straight to where I wanted to go? Without having to go into the room with the chest? Yeah, that was the one. Ooh, somewhere new. No idea which one I need, but I'm definitely gonna uncap all of them if I can. Alright, so the one on the right is bad. Alright. We might be here for a while. Oh, is time passing right now? Because if it is, then we definitely missed our ghost ship. The boat has sailed, as it were. Literally and figuratively and iteratively. And iteratively. Haha! Because it will move on to a different location. I don't know if that really counts as an iteration, really, but whatever. Now we'll try the left boat. Really spiteful little bastards, aren't they? Ooh. Could it be? Is this the one? Have I made it? Dun 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 dun. Yeah! The ghost ship chart. But I already knew where it was. I was there. But he said it'll stop disappearing. So it tells you where the ghost will be at different days. Based on the moon presence. But I already know that, because I've already been there. It's right there. It's there right now, hopefully. Let's see if the sun's come up or not. If I teleport right back there fast enough, I might be able to get this done right now. Without having to track it down again. Where's my boat? There it is. Quickly now. We must not tarry any longer. Huzzah! Did I see a constellation up there? I think I saw a constellation up there. Ghost ship. Ghost ship. You must still be here. The sun has not changed. Shit. There he is. I was like, where's the ghost ship? Come back here. Come on. Come on. Oh. 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 There was no, like, animation or anything. It just kind of happened. Okie dokie. I can see where I'm gonna need to use my shield. I like how they're like, we brought the spooky carpet just for you. Do you see our spooky dookie carpet? It's so spooky dookie. Don't let it wake up. Don't let it wake up. Don't let it wake up. Yeah. Aha. Defeated you are. Oh shit. Aha. All set. Ow, ow, pain. Joke's on you. This thing's full of knee-high water, and I can roll. You are powerless against me with your fireballs. Where'd he go? Uh-oh. No, why did I do that? No. That was a terrible thought process I had. No, I wanted to do lock-on. Damn it. Where am I light at it? There we go. Awkward. There we go. Alright. Getting real sick of your shit. Ouch. Pain. Where you at? Come back here. Gotcha. Give it to me. Is that all that's here? Another monster gauntlet? Huh. What was that? Oh, it's just my shield reacting. Is that a... Yeah, there's a little plant growing in the light. Just a monster gauntlet, huh? Just thought the ghost ship would have more to it. Interesting. Whoa. The riches are infinite. Oh my god, that high-pitched noise at that frequency, like just spamming my ears. Yeah! One more to go. Uh-oh. Ship's mad at me. I was right to think that I should take the, it appears that I was right to think that I should grab everything first. Yeah, the sound is like, on one hand, satisfying, because you're like, oh, look at all this money, but on the other hand, you're like, oh my god, this is so many high-pitched chimes overlapping. Like, you want to hear the sound 17 times per second? Too bad. Here we are, once again, in Doritosville. Onward yonder we go towards the final Triforce shard, for we are the king of Triforce, just Triforcia. Yeah, that's what they call it. Obviously. I might be about done. If this is the last thing we do, I mean, we're getting the Triforce, it's usually pretty final. There might be, I'm sure there's various side things I could still be doing, like so many of them, but I think I've done enough of them. I have like all the things in the game. Like not literally all the things, but I have like all the powers, and I have a bunch of hearts. You can probably get like 2 rows of them, so I don't have all the hearts, but I got a bunch of hearts. I'm relatively satisfied with my completion of the game so far. There we go. Unfortunately, I think it's kind of unfeasible to like complete a Zelda game in a Let's Play and still have it be a blind Let's Play. I think at some point, if you try to do absolutely everything, you basically have to use a guide, or you have to do it in a way that's unfilmable. Because like you could do it all as a kid, but as a kid you'd be like just like mindlessly, repetitively re-exploring everything and just sort of hanging out in the Zelda-verse for a long period of time, and then stumbling upon more things every few hours, which isn't exactly entertaining content. Me being like, let's check every single quadrant to see if I missed anything again. And then like, huzzah! My 3 hours of work have earned me another heart piece. That was worth it. It's not quite as, it doesn't quite get the same cool stuff that we got from, the layout style of Breath of the Wild, where exploring was inherently like, ooh, what's up this cliff? What's over here? Because this place is a lot of blue ocean, which means emptiness. So then, and then you get the island, it's like, yep, that's the whole island, I can see it. You're not like, ooh, what's around every nook and cranny of the island, because the whole island is like a really tiny area where you can see 100% of what it has to offer almost immediately. And there might be one secret puzzle. So it's not a quite one-to-one thing between this and Breath of the Wild. Because Breath of the Wild was the game where I did do that, what I'm talking about, where I spent an ungodly amount of time just searching every little nook and cranny. But there was a lot of nooks and crannies to search. Where this would be more like, this completing Wind Waker would be more along the lines of like, let's research every island where I don't think I found the thing yet, until I find whatever the thing is on that island. It's more checklisty, which is less exciting. There we go. I think that's where you start. There you go. And even in Breath of the Wild, after 150 episodes, I still didn't complete the game. Plenty of quests are left unresolved, and plenty of collectibles are unfound, but I did every shrine. I did all the main story stuff, and I did every shrine, and that was more or less my standard for completionism for that game. I'm leaning further and further away from pure completionism lately, both in Let's Plays and just in video games in general. Some games lean themselves very well to do absolutely everything in the game, like a visual novel, perhaps. But a lot of genres, I think, are. I think it's worth noting stuff like the thought process behind why Nintendo put so many Koroks in the newest game, or why they put so many moons in Odyssey, supposedly, is that it's not that you're supposed to find every single one of them yourself in one playthrough, it's that they're supposed to be everywhere so that you can reasonably get a whole bunch of them. Because getting 100% of them is basically this insane thing that, like, isn't like a sane thing to do at some point. There we go. And it helps customize your playthrough from person to person. Like we all completed the game and got all the trinkets and stuff, but only got like 70% of the overall heart containers or whatever. And it's like, oh, which ones did you find? And which ones did you find? That makes each person's playthrough different, which is one of the nice things. Hello. Ow. Ow. Come back here. Oh, come on. That was unfortunate. Alright. Let's punish you guys with what I discovered when we were in that one place. Ow. There you go. Go. Die, die, die. No. Y'all are being a problem right now for me. There we go. There we go. I just need one of them to be down so they don't keep hitting me while I'm fighting the other one's head. Spin for me, JK. There we go. This is a topic I cover again every now and then, but I just think it's worth reiterating sometimes because yeah, I think completionism is actually like a bad idea for a significant portion of non-linear sort of open world-y type games. I think it actively makes the games less fun in many cases. I think the point of having so much content is to make every person's playthrough a bit different. A great example is stuff like Morrowind, where it's like the content count is absurd, but like you eventually hit a point where you're like, okay, I've done sufficient content that I am now of a level where I can reasonably beat the game, and if I keep going, I'm only going to be way overpowered, and the end game won't stand a chance against me. And like the portion of content you did on the way there was your playthrough, and you're almost better off starting over, like beating the game and then maybe even just quitting for a while, then coming back a year later and play the game again and see which part of the content you play that time. And that's like where the replay value comes in handy instead. And I think oftentimes that replay value is more valuable than the actual completionism of trying to do it all at once. Like trying to get 100% of Skyrim's quests done in one playthrough, for example, is perhaps not the best approach and not necessarily even what the designers want you to do. You're dead. Oh, dang it. Gotcha! Who's a dead little bastard? Oops. Oh, dang it. I swooped slightly wrong. I made a mistake. But not even talking about progression and becoming overpowered, there's also this part of the game where there's a certain enemy variety and a certain encounter variety that each game will have available to it. And if you do the completionist approach, you may find quickly what we're starting to already find here, which is that before long you start doing the same thing over and over again, because the content might not be as varied as you might hope for it to be. Like, I have walked into this room and fought these dudes like multiple times now, but they just call it different encounters when it's basically not. So at this point, I'm definitely getting the signals from this game to just go ahead and wrap up, because the game maybe doesn't have much more to show me besides the content that's actually in the ending. Oh, come on. Because it's actually repeating dungeons and rooms at this point. To the point where I'm actually wondering if maybe the Triforce hunt should be removed from the game. I wonder if the Triforce hunt actually benefits the game much. It doesn't seem to have any unique locations or fights anywhere in it. In fact, it's actually a little I'm finding it a little bit demystifying. Be like, oh wow, what's some sort of crazy underground gauntlet? What's in it? The same enemies you fought before. Oh wow, look at underground dungeon. What's in it? That room where you go and fight all the different rooms to light candles to then fight the final room to get the Triforce piece. Oh, again? Like, I think I've done this dungeon that I'm doing right now 3 times now. And at least one of the Triforce pieces, the one in the ghost ship, was another... It was yet another, go through this one tiny ship and beat the dudes that are in it again. And then and then the other variation is that room that has the 3 mouths in it, the cave. Which, like, these are only, like, minor changes in setting. Aside from that, it's just the same encounter, largely. You're fighting the same enemies in slightly different rooms. And I don't know if that really benefits the game, having the player do that. Ow. Whoops. Wow. He was almost defeated and his armor still wasn't off. Interesting. Like, at this point, I've pretty much got my strategy down for how to defeat most enemies. And so there's a certain amount of pacing of, like what I really admire about Dark Souls is it has, like, a certain pacing for its enemies, where it's like, it'll throw an enemy at you, and you'll be like, "Ooh, what's this weird enemy?" And then you'll you'll probably scramble through an encounter and struggle a bit, learning all of the weird new tricks. And then you'll fight it a few more times in, like, you'll have a few practice rounds against it. Then you'll fight 2 of them at once, maybe, or you'll fight it in combination with another enemy, or an environment that changes the context of fighting it a little bit. And then your final reward is that, you move on, more or less. You either fight a boss variation of the enemy, or you move on to different enemies, and, like, there's a really good pacing there. And that's kind of... And, like, I think we peaked with that. Especially since I did the gauntlet first. Now I'm just... The rest of the Triforce hunt is mostly repeating the mechanics I've already done in this game a lot already. It's the same enemy gauntlets over and over again. It's either the same gauntlets of enemies over and over again, or it's go do the treasure hunting mechanic again, which we've also done a lot. I almost wonder if you should be like... there's an idea. What if they cut out all of the other ideas of the entire game? Not ideas of the entire game, that's a really wrong sentence. What if they cut out all of the other Triforce chunks, and instead you just do the 50-floor gauntlet, which is like, it reiterates on the previous enemy designs while combining them in interesting groups, because that was the most interesting part of the Triforce hunt so far, was that gauntlet, because it was remixing enemies into different variations of groupings. It'd be interesting if that was all they did. That's the wrong one, that's the teleport one. Like, if that was... And then you just get the Triforce. Like, instead of 8 pieces, you just get the Triforce all at once from one cool dungeon. Because maybe it's just my perspective, but from what I would say is that the interesting part of exploring is the constant question in the back of your head of what will you find as a reward for exploring. But unfortunately, during the Triforce hunt, it appears that the reward for exploring is nothing new. It's almost exclusively things you've seen before, just for the entire quest. But so it makes it feel like a side quest, like, oh, this is how you get the blue tunic, or something like that. So that you can have 20% faster ship or something, or swimming duration or something. But this is the mandatory part of the game, which is weird, because it feels like side content, because no new content's in it. Ta-da! At last, you found the last shard. Fused together, all 8 form the Triforce of Courage. It's interesting because this says, I've heard about this part of the game before. Like, I even remember reading in Game Informer way back in the day, the reviews, which were like a 9.75 and a 10 for the 2 reviews. Like, they were glowing. And the main complaint was, like, sailing speeds or something. So, like, I've always had it in my head that, like, when people talk about there being something in the later part of this game that's somewhat iffy, I always figured that, like, oh, it must be because you have to sail around a lot, and, like, that's just kind of a pain or something, right? But actually, there hasn't been that much sailing involved, necessarily. Admittedly, I have faster sailing, but I think the teleport wasn't... Whoop. Ah. But like, while I think the swift sail is new, I think the teleport's not new. So that would have rectified. That would have pretty much fixed the issue. It's just the fact that there's nothing new. Like every dungeon shows new enemies and new scenarios and asks new things of you, and then the Triforce challenge doesn't ask any of those things of you. So the Triforce challenge, like getting the Triforce, would have would have been best served by it being in a dungeon. And I can't help but wonder if maybe they were like maybe they ran out of time or something. I don't know if Nintendo's the type of company that runs out of time, or if they just put stuff out when it's done. But I wonder if they're like, we were gonna make a whole dungeon, but then it got scrapped. We ran out of time, so we just did the Triforce challenge. I wonder. I'm curious. It's been over 10 years, I think, so who knows. Well done, Shirt. With the shards you have collected, the Triforce of Courage is now complete at last. We must make for Hyrule quickly. Yeah, it's trying to shoot me with bombs. Alright. Do I know where Hyrule is? Nope, it is the Tower of the Gods. I got it stuck in my head that the temple that the dungeon and the Hyrule portal were different like chart map chunks, but of course the Tower of the Gods, that makes sense. Well done, Shirt. You must show the Triforce piece you have assembled to the gods. Oh, what is this? There on your hand, the Triforce piece now dwells within you. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to tell you about the permanent tattoo part of this thing. I thought you'd just roll with it. This is the Triforce the Courage, proof that you are indeed a true hero, as honestly it was kind of easy to get. Kind of makes it feel like Ganon was just being a lazy bum about the whole thing, that he didn't even try to get it. Like, it's just, let's go hunting for Zelda for the 100 years, or who knows how long it was, but this one was just sort of sitting in pieces in a few places. It took us like, I don't know, 2 hours to get. Fate of the world. You have controlled the wind and crossed the seas, and here, near the end of your quest, the power of the gods has been bestowed upon you. Surely, from this moment on, you shall be known as the Hero of Winds. Shirt, Hero of Winds. That's the face of a hero right there. He definitely looks like he understands what's going on and isn't, like, completely vacant. Go forth, to Hyrule, to Zelda's side. Goodbye, goodbye. I have a weird mask that thankfully disappears during cutscenes because it looks dumb. But health bars are nice to have. Hello. Those are lion statues. Hey Zelda, how you doing? Sorry you don't get to be a pirate anymore. You get to stand around in a ruin instead. You have deceived yourself. Did you think you'd be safe inside the castle? Foolish. Now that my power has been restored, there is no safe haven for you. I have taken your precious Zelda, and here you shall fall into eternal slumber. Oh, you guys are just the usual, right? Yeah. Oopsie. He lost all his clothes. He didn't need those, right? Had to fight two at once. Well, wrong button. Mixed up the A's and B's for a bit there. I'm sorry, does that dog have a beard? That dog has a beard. And yet, despite it all, he was a good boy. And that was when Ganon attacked with his goodest boys. Button? No. Oh, that's where the Triforce came from. I mean, the Master Sword. Right. Well, that's not good news. Ganon has corrupted the Master Sword chamber? Temple of Sages? What do you call that exact room? I don't know. The place where Ganon shouldn't definitely be. I just have those ridiculous glasses and beard. Oh. Huh. Apparently that was keeping me out. But it wasn't.